How to save money? Well, petrols are going up, the mortgage repayments are going up, interest rates are going up, the rents are going up, the groceries, everything's going up. So how do I save money in these tough times? At the start of this year, I had $100,000 saved up. Now, I wouldn't be able to get there if it wasn't for the help of my family and friends. It's not all on my shoulders. But I thought I was a baller. I thought I was top notch. So I'm out there buying luxury brands, Louis Vuittons, Lamborghinis, not really, but Swiss watches, 5-star hotels, 5-star restaurants. I'm thinking real cool until I realized that if I keep going the way I'm going, I'm gonna end up on the street, walking up to people saying, $20 is $20, what can I do for you? So I realized, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to return back to my savings ways. So how do I do it? Well, the first way is understanding that in my savings journey, there's about 5 to 6 key components. The first one is psychology. What is the psychology to saving money? Well, the first thing I've got to return to is this. I'm born in Australia and my parents are from South Africa. I admire my mum and my dad, my uncles and my aunties, all the adults that have raised me. They are extremely admirable human beings. And so whenever they talk about how they grow up and how they've become admirable, I listen. When my parents tell me to clean the dishes, I don't listen. When they say, hey, this is something that can help our lives, I'm starting to listen. And one of the things I noticed is that having less material things is gonna make me stronger as a person. So if you go through an example, you've got a bunch of kids. One kid gets driven to school. He's sitting in the back seat, playing video games. Another kid, he has to catch the bus to school, so he's got to have the right money. He's got to pay for the bus ticket. He's got to sit on the bus and be aware of the hoodlums. Another kid, he's got to ride his bike to school. He's got to make sure the brakes work. He's got to make sure he has a proper bike. He's got to go up the hills, go down the hills, press the brakes, etc. Another kid has to walk to school. Ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, the destination is the same place, but our journey is different. And what I truly believe, based on what my parents have gone through, what my uncles, what I truly believe is having less material things and ending up in the destination we want to be, overcoming more hurdles is going to make me more stronger as a person. So the first way to saving money is understanding the less shit I buy, the less cheeseburgers, the less drugs, the less gambling, the less cigarettes, the less stuff I buy, the stronger I'm going to be mentally. So that is a really good incentive for me to start saving money and get back on that journey. That's number one. Ladies and gentlemen, the next way I'm going to save money is understanding two words: relative poverty. Now, what does that mean? Well, my mom, my dad, my uncles, and my aunties, by definition, they had less material things than I have today. Less. When they were growing up, when they were 18, they had less than I had when I was 18. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Did they die? No. Did they have a heart attack or stroke because they had less things? No. And so if we look for an example, let's just say my neighbor is driving a Ferrari, but I'm driving a Subaru. Okay, relative to my neighbor, I am less financially savvy. I have less money than my neighbor. That's the definition of relative poverty. Compared to people around me, I have less things. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen, if we take away the Ferrari for a second, am I gonna die if I have a Subaru? Is the world gonna end if I'm driving a Subaru or a Hyundai? No, I'm still driving a car. I'm still getting to work. I still got a roof over my head. So one of the next ways I'm gonna understand the saving money is absolutely nothing happens to me if I have less things than the people around me. And so that's a really good way for me to start saving money again, is understanding, hey, by buying less shit, I become stronger mentally, number one. Number two, having less crap, nothing happens to me. I don't die. Nobody comes up to me with a shotgun and says, you need to buy the same amount of shit as I do. Ladies and gentlemen, the next way I want to save money is locking my money away in things that I can't touch. Let's go through an example. When I was younger, my mum came up to me and said, Stefan, why don't you put your money in a term deposit? A term deposit, generally speaking, is a long-term, bank account where you can lock your money away for a year, 6 months, year and a half, 2 years, 5 years. And so what this is, it's a psychological tool. If I lock away $10,000 and I put it in a term deposit for 2 years, I can't access it. Now, you can access it if there's an illness in the family or something big, but generally you have to go through all this paperwork to access it. Okay, so when I throw the money away in somewhere where I can't get it, into term deposit, psychologically, I'm back down to zero. I'm back down to being poor again. So I got to hustle, I got to work hard, I got to get my savings back up. I can put it in term deposits. I can even put it into property. If I buy a property in Tasmania or Darwin or Adelaide, it's probably not going to grow, but it is going to lock my money away. And to get the money out, to get the equity out of the property, I have to go to the banks and it's going to be a big kerfuffle. The third tool to saving money is putting the money away where I can't touch it. Next rule that I'm going to do to save money is automate my money. When I was growing up, my dad said to me, Stefan, money not seen is money not felt. So as soon as I get paid on the end of the month, a day later, 2 days later, it automatically transfers into my savings account. And then some of that money also goes into my investing account. The rest goes to bills and whatnot. So automate my payments and my savings so that I don't have to think about saving money, it just happens automatically. And so ladies and gentlemen, in summary, the way that I need to return back to my savings, okay, instead of being an idiot and buying dumb shit, is number one, understanding that I become stronger if I can resist these temptations, food, drugs, alcohol, whatever the temptations are in the world. If I can resist them, I'm gonna become stronger mentally by going through more hurdles to get to the same destination. That's number one. Number two, nothing happens to me if I live without things. If I have, certain things, but my neighbors have got more, or this person has more, nothing is gonna happen to me. There's, hundreds of thousands of people in this world going through way worse things than living in an apartment in Melbourne. So nothing happens to me if I live without things. That's the second thing. The third thing is put my money into assets that I can't touch the money, long-term savings accounts, property, things that are just, give the money to my parents, and just say, hey, hold this on to, for 5 years, put my money away where I can't touch it. The fourth thing is automate my savings, okay? Don't even have to think about it, it automatically does it. So these are the rules that I need to return to get my savings back up, because I spent, the past 10 months doing dumb shit. I stick my hand up, it is what it is. But let me know what you think. And I've got a few more videos coming out on how not to keep up with the Joneses and how to save money on food, part 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's Stefan here from Freestyle Fit. Okay, make sure you click subscribe, click the notifications button, and I'll see you on the next video.